Hey, it's Charles Alvarez. Today we're going to talk about how to engage, empower, and hold your team accountable so that you can scale your business, leverage your time, and truly not only expand your wallet, but also expand the wallet of your team members as well. You know, there was a study done that was concluded by the Gallup poll in 2012, and it showed something that is just, that's sad actually, and it's one of the reasons I'm actually doing what I am doing. The Gallup poll surveyed many companies to find out how engaged are these employees. In other words, how well do the employees engage on helping the business owner actually accomplish the overall vision or of what the business owner or what the executive team is trying to accomplish. And what the study found out was that 20% of employees are absolutely miserable at their jobs. 50% are apathetic, and only 30% are engaged in their business. In other words, they come to work with a purpose, with a sense of urgency, and really knowing that what they're doing is really making an impact in the world. And unfortunately, though, the reason that most businesses don't get to the next level is simply because you have 70% of your workforce which is apathetic or downright just miserable at their jobs, competing against or going against those 30% that are engaged. And what that ends up happening is you've got this 70-pound force pushing against this 30-pound force. Well, who do you think is going to win at that point? Well, obviously it's going to be the one that is a 70-pound force. So I'm going to announce a program today that's going to completely change all that to where you get your team mostly engaged in your business, or a large percentage, 70 to 80% of your team engaged in your business, so that you can truly free up your time, scale your business, grow your revenue and grow your profits, and also create a culture where people really want to come to work. People don't want to come to work at a place to where they just feel like they're just having to grind it out every day. They want to come to a place to work where they really truly enjoy what they're doing and understand that there's a greater purpose than what they do than just coming to work every day for a purpose. So today I'm going to reveal a program called Lead with Purpose, which has been successfully implemented at 1,114 companies. And the results are just absolutely fantastic. The average increase in profits at these 1,114 companies is 22%. We've seen a 76% reduction in bad turnover. We've seen a 12% increase in customer engagement. And the reason that is because think about it. Who else in your company has more interaction with your companies than the actual people that are working inside of your company? In other words, the customer service rep, the salespeople, the operations people, all of these people make an impression on the success and or failure of your business, because no one has more interaction with your clients than the ones who are actually working in it on a daily basis. So here's how this program is going to work. It's going to be a 3-month program. So we're going to cover all of the major things about how to not only lead your company forward, but also how to manage it. In the videos that we talked about previously, in the 3 videos, we talked about that in order to get your people engaged in the business and truly doing things on a daily basis to help make your business vision a reality, there has to be 2 major components. The first component is leadership. Dwight Eisenhower has, in my opinion, the best definition that I've heard for leadership. He said that leadership is the ability to, for one, to have a vision as to where they want to take their life or their company, and then enlisting others around him or her in order to achieve that vision in a manner that they can also achieve their personal goals as well. This is entirely what the Lead with Purpose system is based upon. So the first component is with leadership. We're going to talk about how to create your blue sky vision. We talked about in the first video, the first training video that we came out with a couple of weeks ago. We talked about that in order to move your business forward, your business has to have an identity, or what we call a brand purpose. So we're going to create your brand purpose. The second thing is we're going to actually create your core values. What are the 5 core values on how you want your team to conduct themselves? Because the way that they conduct themselves oftentimes translates into how profitable or how effective or how fast your company grows and how fast your company scales. We talked about in the first training video how the whole purpose of those core values is not to just post it on a wall somewhere and then just forget about it. It's truly to keep your team accountable and yourself accountable to make sure that everybody's conducting themselves in that manner. Because think about it, if you had to create an operations manual for everything, nobody would read it because the volume of this sucker would be so huge. So the purpose of core values is truly keep your team accountable to make sure that they're delivering the promises or delivering the value that you want your company to deliver. The third thing that we're going to create in the leadership component is going to be the SWOT analysis. What are your company's strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats? And as we go through this process, we're going to actually bring in your executive team throughout this online program because we find that when other people buy in and other people help build your core values and build your brand identity and give their feedback on the SWOT analysis, what we find is they feel part of it. We found that employees only really want two things. Number one, to be appreciated, and number two, to feel like they're part of something bigger than themselves. Well, by bringing these people in, what we find is that now their hearts start becoming engaged and they feel like, okay, now I know why I'm here. I know what the overall business is trying to accomplish. And now I'm contributing to making that happen. So the SWOT analysis really facilitates and brings that conversation up to play. Then we're going to come up within the leadership component, we're going to talk about what is your blue sky vision. Remember I talked about earlier how Dwight Eisenhower said that the definition of a leader is one who has a vision of their future or a vision of their organization in the future and then enlist those around them so that they can accomplish their goals also. We're going to define what is your blue sky vision. And your blue sky vision is something that's going to stretch you to get you excited to come to work every day, but also something that is attainable. So it's the first real goal that we're going to come up with on where do you want to be in the next 10 years? Where do you want to take your company in the next 10 years? So that's the leadership component of it. And that actual module is going to take about 6 weeks. And the reason why I want to give it some time there is simply because of the fact that I want to give you some time to implement. So, because the way that this program is going to work is that we're going to have times during the week where we're actually going to be teaching to talk about, hey, here's how we create your core values, here's how we create your brand purpose, here's how we go about doing your blue sky vision. But then I also want to give you some time to have some Q&A time so that we can discuss any challenges or any pitfalls or any obstacles that you come up with as you try to create this, because I want to be with you step by step of the way, because I know that the power of this program, I've seen it at 1,114 businesses so far since 2001, and between me and my partner, and I really want to make this to the point to where it's not rushed and to where it's easy to digest and easy to implement, so that by the time it's all said and done, you have a simple and easy to use one-page plan that actually looks just like this. It's just one page, to where actually you finally get to make your business visions a reality. So that's the leadership component. Once the leadership component is done, which will take about 6 weeks, after that, for the next 6 weeks, we're going to talk about management. We're going to bring in your directors and of course your executive team and say, okay, here's our blue sky vision. Where should we be in the next 5 years? Where should we be in the next 1 year as far as goals are concerned? And we're going to really get their input because, like I said earlier, remember that employees only want two things. They want to be appreciated for their work, and they want to feel part of something bigger than themselves. Well, now that you're going to communicate your vision and what you stand for and your core values to the rest of your team, that truly starts getting them engaged. We really see the power once we transition from the leadership modules to the management modules. We really see that the employees and the middle management team really start to engage and start to buy in to the vision, because up until this point, they didn't know what the vision was. They didn't know what the company stood for. Well, now they're going to know what it stands for, and that's going to fulfill that second need that an employee has, which is to feel part of something bigger than themselves. Our personal vision statement is to be the largest privately held business consulting company in the United States. That excites our staff. They want to be part of it, and it creates opportunities for everybody. And that truly is what engages the heart and gets people to really follow you. Because at the end of the day, if your company stands for establishing an inspiring vision and showing other people how they can benefit in that, the productivity just goes through the roof. And if it wasn't so, we would have 1,114 people go through this program. And the results have just been amazing. We had one company that said, Charles, I don't know if this is going to work for us because we've tried this before. We've done these leadership retreats and all this kind of stuff, and we're just terrible at getting things done. Well, I just had another meeting with them last Tuesday, and they said, Charles, it's amazing. In the time that we have worked with you, we used to never get anything done, and we have reached levels that we never thought were even possible before. And I just want to say thank you. And that's the reason I'm in this business. I mean, to hear that from a client, that they were able to reach a new level that they never thought that they would be able to reach, and also engage other people, and that other people inside the organization are happy to work there and reaching their dreams and their goals as well. What could be better than that, in my opinion? And that's just kind of my thing. So the management component is saying, okay, now that we have this vision, what should be our 5-year goal? In other words, what is the milestone that we should reach in 5 years that is specific, measurable, and timely to make sure that we're on track to reach our blue sky vision, which has a 10-year time horizon. And the great thing about this is that the way that we have done this is that we want to make sure that it's really easy for you to organize and maintain all this information. Your blue sky vision, your core values, your identity statement, your SWOT analysis, your 5-year goals. We'll talk about your 1-year goals and 90-day goals in just a second. Which is, we created this online software which is going to come with this program, so that you can, as you go along, you can make sure that you have it all in one place to where you can access it. And also, after the plan is done, we're going to actually email it on a weekly basis to your team to track, so that you can be able to track the progress of how well your team is doing in reaching your 5-year goals, reaching your 1-year goals, and reaching your 90-day goals. So we're going to put this all in one easy-to-use location. It's a really easy piece of software. You don't have to be technical at all. And as a matter of fact, my team and I are going to be there every step of the way to make sure that you're using it correctly. And we're actually going to have a Facebook page, a private Facebook page where all of you can interact together and share ideas and really build a community. Because at the end of the day, if you think about business ownership, it's kind of a lonely sport, right? And having other people around us that have a similar mindset to where we're kind of lock arms and do this together, it makes all the difference in the world. Like I said, of course, we're going to be with you there every step of the way, and we've successfully implemented this at over 1,114 businesses. And we know kind of know where the bottlenecks occur and all that stuff, but we'll be able to easily address any and all of those. So after you create your 5-year goals, we're going to create your 1-year goals. We're going to create anywhere between about 5 to 7 1-year goals as to things that we want to shoot for in the next 12 months on where should we be in order to make sure that we're on line to reach our 5-year goal and then eventually reach our blue sky vision, which of course is consistent with our core values, our SWOT analysis, and with our overlying identity statement. Because the nice thing about this one-page plan is that everything fits together. You can't create a 1-year goal if it doesn't support your 5-year goal. You can't create a 5-year goal if it doesn't support your blue sky vision. You can't create a blue sky vision if it doesn't support your core values or your identity statement. So it's all organized, all in one place, and an easy place for you to use. So here's how this program is going to work specifically. So it's going to be a 12-week program, so a 3-month program, and each week we're going to actually implement one piece of the components of the leadership and management component into your business. And then you're going to actually, from day number 1, get immediate access to the software to where we can start implementing the different components of the actual plan. So we're going to, once you come up with your identity statement or your brand purpose, we're going to input into the software. Once you come up with your 5 core values, we're going to input into the software. Once you create your SWOT analysis, we're going to put it into the software. Once you create your blue sky vision and your 5-year goal and your 1-year goal and your 90-day goals, which one thing about the 90-day goals are powerful, because what we do is we take your 1-year goal and break them down into 90-day sprints by department. Because that's the thing, is a lot of times in companies, as they try to get their business to the next level, the right hand doesn't know what the left hand is doing. So what that does, by having a 90-day plan or 90-day sprint by department, it really gets everybody to work together and to work in unison, and everybody rowing in the same direction to make sure that they accomplish those goals. Because let's face it, let's say that you want to increase sales 20 to 30% in the next 12 months. How does that affect operations? How does that affect HR? How does that affect back office? So by making that goal known, that 1-year goal known, then it's now up to each department to give their feedback and their input on how it is that they're going to make that happen over the next 90 days. In other words, what is the next 90-day goal that they have to accomplish to make sure that they stay on track for that 1-year goal? Maybe it's you need more people. Maybe it's that you don't have a back office system scalable enough to be able to handle that growth. So we have to, implement a QuickBooks software or Microsoft Excel software. So it really gets everybody rowing in the same direction. That is truly what is so powerful about this. So let's talk about how this is going to work into more details. So like I said, you're going to get access to the software immediately. You're going to get immediate access to the Facebook page. And it's going to be 12 weeks or 3 months that we're going to go through on building all the different components that I just talked about inside of the software, so you can come up with your brand purpose, you can come up with your core values, you'll have your SWOT analysis, you'll have your blue sky vision, your 5-year goals, your 1-year goals, and then your 90-day goals. And like I said, I'm going to be there with you every single step of the way. We have purposely left some time in this program for what we call implementation. We know kind of where the bottlenecks are when people get stuck, and that's why we're going to give some extra time throughout the program to give you enough time to really work through this, because this is really important. I mean, this is setting your business up for the next 5-10 years. And if it's done correctly, you'll see some amazing results, and it's our job to guarantee that it's done correctly. You'll have access to my email address, you'll have access to my personal Facebook page, and of course the Facebook page of the actual Lead with Purpose program anyway. So here's what we're going to do now. So typically what we find is that there's other programs in the market to do strategic planning and these executive retreats. And a lot of those programs cost $10,000 to $15,000, and there's really nothing that happens after that. In other words, they have this, they have this executive retreat for 2 days, then they come back all excited, and nothing ever gets done. That's not how this works, and this is not going to cost $10,000 to $15,000. Normally, what our clients have been paying for this is $6,000 to make all of this stuff happen. Well, for the next couple of days, we're going to offer this to you for only $24.97. And there's 2 ways you can actually go about investing in that. So you can either invest the full $24.97 up front, or you can have 6 equal payments of $497 for the next 6 months. Because we want to make this easy for you. And here's a great thing about this program. This truly is an investment. Warren Buffett said that the definition of investment is one that you can invest money in and over a reasonable period of time, get your money back and get a rate of return. Well, at the end of the day, the reason that we offer a money back, no questions asked guarantee is because the last thing that we want to do is create another sunk cost for you. We want this to be the best investment that you've ever made into your business, which is why we offer a money back guarantee. So go ahead and click the Add to Cart button right below this video, and let's get started on really getting your business to the next level, because at the end of the day, business is about not only freeing up your time, but also enriching the lives of yourself and also your team. And as a special bonus, I wanted to throw this in. For the first 11 people that hit the Add to Cart button, I'm going to offer you a one-on-one call for all 3 months, once every other week, to help you with any issue that you're incurring through the program. So go ahead and hit the Add to Cart button, and let's get this business. Let us help you get your business to the next level.